Hey guys, welcome back to another Baddies Africa tea recap. This is part 6 of this series. I did do my short version of the review on Sunday night, and I know I told y'all I would get the full review out. Don't worry, it will be out before Sunday when episode 2 comes out. I just had a busy week and I want to get to this first because y'all already got the short review up there. So the topics for this tea recap are going to be the fade so far on Baddies Africa, Pretty P leaving Baddies Africa and an alleged replacement and celebrity guest coming, Scotty versus Janisha, Emma versus Big Lex, Tesehki talking about her reunion fights with Chaotic from Love and Hip Hop, and there's a newbie named Tavi Baby who's going to be on Baddies Africa, and she was allegedly bit by one of the cast members, so we just going to speculate a little bit about who that could have been. Okay, so our first two topics, Scotty versus Janisha and the fade so far. So let's start with the fade so far. So I think we know about most of these, but it's just crazy that so many have happened already. And some of these girls are newbies, so I might not know their names. Now, it doesn't look like they included the whole Stunner Girl and Ivory situation in this list, but we know that happened. And then we also see Natalie versus Anna, Ivory versus Dolly, Stunner Girl versus Anna, Cole K versus Dolly, DTV versus Dolly, Scotty versus Summer. I guess these two girls are two newbies, so I don't know their name. Tavi Baby versus DTB, Paula versus Summer, Cole K versus DTB, another newbie, I don't know her name, versus Dolly. And then that looks like another newbie versus DTB. It's a whole lot going on. It looked like some of the newbies are shaking the table, and I'm even hearing that the season might end early. So now let's talk about Scotty and Janisha. Y'all know every time a reunion comes around, there's this tension between Scotty and Janisha that the viewers point out. There's even a compilation going around of them showing every reunion when Janisha introduced Scotty, and you can tell that around Baddies East, things changed between her and Scotty, and that's probably when she found out about Scotty and Lemmy's alleged relationship. Because on the season before East, on Baddies West, she was complimenting Scotty, saying, "Oh, you look so true in that blue." Like, it seemed like she actually liked her. And then on Baddies East, you could tell it was like, that's when she just started saying Scotty. And she said just Scotty on East and Caribbean. And Scotty corrected her and was like, Scotty with the body. And it seems like this time on the Midwest reunion, they forced Janisha to say Scotty with the body because her voice cracked when she said it. And she just looked disgusted with Scotty. But I'm going to dissect that more when I get into my full-length review of the reunion episode. So somebody comments on Scotty's page and says, "You say you a girl's girl, but be shading Janisha. You sure didn't give her a hug." She said, "I waved and said hello. I tried to hug her before and she said no." Now, realistically, Scotty, why would you be trying to hug Janisha when you know, even if you feel like you didn't steal her man or you didn't take her man or whatever, you and her, your man is her ex and you're the girlfriend right after. So y'all just might not get along. Like, she just might not like you, and that's natural. Okay, so then over here, somebody commented and said, "You stopped being a girl's girl the minute you got with a woman's husband." Scotty said, "Never been with anyone's husband nor boyfriend. Y'all love to spread fake news. I'm over it." So again, it seems like Scotty is trying to say she didn't take Lemmy from Janisha and it's just a rumor we've all created. But if there's no overlap between her and Janisha, why is Janisha so disgusted with you? And why hasn't she come out, or why haven't you just blatantly came out and said that that's not the case? And why are you and Lemmy still trying to hide your relationship or keep it under wraps when most of us pretty much know that it is what it is? We just saying allegedly to protect ourselves. All right, so next topic, we have Emma versus Lex, which is over Emma getting jumped by Dolly and Summer and Emma having this alleged permanent eye damage. Now, when I did do my short version of the episode review, I was kind of on Big Lex because I was like, you know, she always says she anti-jumping and she anti-bully, and I felt like she didn't go hard enough to break up the fight. Now, when I rewatched it, I could say she did actually jump in it. She was trying to break it up and she was telling Summer to stop. I just feel like her focus needed to be more on Dolly rather than Summer, because Summer can't fight anyway. So Summer and Emma is more of an evenly matched fight. You knew that Dolly was going to do Emma in if she got her hands on her. So if those two were jumping her, you should have been trying to get the friend off who was going to do the most damage, especially when you claim you cool with Emma too. But I won't drag her as bad as I was. I'm going to actually give her some credit because she did step in and break it up. So I do take back what I said about Lex in my shortened review, and I will clear it up about how I really feel now in the full length review. But Emma says, "And another thing, how am I supposed to get ready when I'm on one B and the other B getting me from behind? Yes, I knew they was going to try and jump me, so I obviously was ready. Yeah, Shorty did try and break it up, but if you see Dolly sneak me, why you only worried about Summer, who can't even fight at all? LOL, it's just a lot of stuff not adding up, and I'm not dumb, on God. But on my life, I ain't processed exactly what was said in that moment until I watched it last night. Man, F all this stuff. We grown. If a MFer that's your friend in real life don't laugh at a situation like that, and I ain't see that, so I ain't effing with it, not gonna lie. So basically, I guess she feel like Lex was laughing. Yeah, when that comment was said, I'm looking at all y'all, but you really think I'm gonna process everything that was said after that just happened to me? I don't know about y'all, but this is not genuine. I don't care, but it's cool. You clearly picked your crew, so it's whatever. Be safe, twin. And then she said, how you riding so hard for an MFer who ain't even mentioned they was gonna miss you on TV? If it were me, I'd definitely say different. LOL. They not your friend, twin. They just gonna keep making you look bad. So Emma's clearly very hurt, and she did unfollow Lex, and Lex basically responded and said, that she hadn't unfollowed Emma. She wasn't mad at Emma, but she also didn't really seem to understand or respect where Emma was coming from. So hopefully Emma's eye can heal, and hopefully if her and Lex really do have a friendship, they can work it out. At the end of the day, this is really not important tea after a while, because I don't think Emma's going to be returning to Baddies. And my girl Pretty P, I was looking forward to seeing her on this season, but unfortunately it looks like she has left Africa. So we'll probably see her for a few episodes, but then she's going to go home. Her grandfather passed away. I don't think she's going to go to his funeral and come back to the show. I think she's probably just going to sit the rest of the season out, and we'll just have to see if they decide to bring her back next season. But prayers up to her and her family, and my condolences, of course. So in the meantime, Natalie has been talking about how she's going to be bringing in some celebrity guests and replacements. A lot of people have been feeling like E.T. might be the person that they're going to bring in as a replacement, because people have been asking for her to come back. Like I said, one of the big Zeus blogs did do a poll at the beginning of the casting saying who would we want to get a redemption season, and E.T. had 70% of the votes. When Lemmy did his birthday Q&A, people were asking about bringing E.T. back, and he said, let me discuss it with the team. And then after Pretty P announced that her grandfather passed away and we knew that she was going home, not long after that, E.T. posted a picture of herself on a plane. So people assumed that she might be the person flying out to take Pretty P's spot in Africa. So we'll just have to see. But as you can see, Natalie said, I need a few baddies to be ready to walk out their door right now and come to Africa. Tesehki liked the post. I don't know why. And then Natalie went on live talking about she looking for Onaija, respect for the law, respect to the law, respect to Allah, respect. She looking for her. So now she want her on Baddies. Now, damn well, I like Onaija. She from New York. She cracks me up. I repost all her videos. She been making me laugh since day one. But we all know that lady is not fully right up in the head. And I feel like she's also a bit older. So I don't know if that would really happen. But if she comes on the show, that's going to be a mess. But I will be tuned in because I do like Onaija. And I do want to see her personality on TV. At the end of the day, she's riding a little 15 seconds of fame. She got to do something with it. And she really don't got no talent. So if she end up on Baddies and being a reality star, it is what it is. Okay, so y'all see here on the fades list, the only person that they have listed that Tavi Baby for is DTB. Tavi Baby came online and said, I need a rabies shot after this loudmouth lion HOE bit me. So my assumption is that it might be Diamond, because that's the person that they listed that she fought. But it also could be Rolly, just because Rolly low-key has a history of biting. She bit Biggie before. So those are my two guesses, Rolly or Diamond. Okay, and the last topic of this tea recap is going to revolve around Tesehki sitting down with Chaotic to talk about her reunion fights. Now, I'm not going to lie, Tesehki was really throwing me off here, because she admitted that guy that she was dating, that she fought Jelly Bean over on Baddies Caribbean because Jelly Bean was standing too close to him. Yeah, so he cheated on her. They did break up. And I guess she was kind of dealing or messing with that guy, Shorty, but she says she's still single right now and he is broken up with. But he was sitting there with her at the Chaotic interview. Now, she did say that that's her child's father, so I guess they still got to be around each other to some extent, but why does he still have to be involved in your business and being at your interviews? I'm not really understanding that. And like I said, the whole rumor, which was basically spread by Krishan, is that Tesehki, this guy is allegedly Tesehki and Krishan's sister's ex, and Tesehki dated him after her sister. So it's just all messy anyway, and he cheating on you, and he's not even all that cute. He look a little sweet. Like, girl, please. But anyway, I'm going to just include those clips for y'all of her basically talking about Dolly, DTB, ET, and all of the fights she's had at the reunion.
That fucking girl Dolly was avoiding me. I had to start running this shit. Like, let's go, let's go. Then when I said it loud enough, the audience, being a live audience, they heard me say it. They're like, Dolly, you here? You here, Siki? Like, run that shit.
She ran up on the hands of the power of God.
Yeah. You could see her face. She was like, all right, let's go. Damn. She didn't want to do it. But when I didn't even see her. I seen that nigga.
Oh, you seen him?
Yeah, I didn't see her.
So basically, when you was hitting her, you was imagining hitting him.
Exactly.
because of what he did.
Exactly.
Because he's a cheater.
Exactly. And we broke up. So
And you broke up with him because he's a
and I'm
cheater.
still single. Exactly.
No, but he's a cheater.
I'm not single.
Okay, so he a
I'm
cheater.
not single.
Okay, so he a cheater. We broken up with.
Yeah, he's broken up with.
And you wanted to really give him the business, but instead of giving him the
I'm not
business.
putting my hands on Miss Paula's son.
Like,
It's a joke. And that's my problem, man. You're taking me as a joke. And it's the same thing Dolly did, Diamond, E.T. I mean, everybody that had to get embarrassed.
everybody that you put the hands of God on.
If I don't want to put the hands of God on you.
Okay, y'all, so that's the end of this Baddies Africa tea recap, part 6 of the series, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night because tomorrow is Friday, so I don't got to worry about going to work on Saturday. So I promise y'all, tomorrow I will post the review, the full-length review. I have all the pictures ready. I have my least valuable and most valuable OGs and newbies ready for y'all, so y'all will get that tomorrow. But I just wanted to give y'all this tea recap today, and I'll see y'all tomorrow for the full-length review, okay? If you're watching me on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, and if you're watching me on YouTube, make sure you follow me on TikTok. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.